You know, we come to every race to win the race. Doesn't always turn out that way.
Well, we've continued in the Asian Le Mans series with only just one objective, and that's to win the championship.
Two drivers there that are pairing up quite well at the moment. We're quite happy. If we get more time, we'll get results.
We came into the series with no expectations, and now we might actually win the championship. I think it's fabulous.
Coming up in the program, we'll take a look back at all the action from last time out in Thailand. We'll look forward to the 24 hours of Le Mans race in France as participants from our series aim to secure their golden tickets. We'll find out how the official fuel supplier of the series keeps all the cars running at their peak, as well as break down exactly what goes into a high-speed fuel stop. Plus, hear about what goes through a driver's mind moments before the start of a race. And of course, we'll bring you extended highlights of the 4-hour race here in Sepang. So sit back, hold tight, and join us for more thrilling Asian Le Mans Series action. Before we get into all of the action from Sepang, let's take a quick look back at the highlights from last time out in Thailand. After the cool, dry conditions of Fuji, Buriram in Thailand provided a warmer test for the 26 cars that lined up for round 3 of the Asian Le Mans Series. Jackie Chan DC Racing secured their second win of the season to cement their lead at the top of the standings, with the trio of Ho Pin Tung, Gustavo Menezes and Thomas Laurent more than 1 minute 20 seconds ahead by the checkered flag. Algarve Pro Racing's 2 entries completed the podium, with the number 25 trio of Rhoda, McMurray and Pizzatola beating out their counterparts in the number 24 car, with Muniman, Kim and Patterson in third. In the LMP3 category, ARC Bratislava claimed an impressive 1-2, with the number 4 Ginetta LMP3 of Miro Konopka, Darren Burke and Mike Simpson first in the class, just 0.177 seconds ahead of the sister number 7 car. Third place in the category went to the number 85 G-Print by 111 Racing Ligier, driven by Hans Lin, Sean Tong and Ryashiro Otsuka. The CN entry, the number 68 PS Racing Ligier JS53, with local drivers Tira and Metapan, didn't get past the 6th lap of the race. The GT class was dominated by DH Racing, but there was a twist at the end. The number 5 DH Racing Ferrari 488 GT3 took the win, finishing 5th overall and passing their sister car in the final laps to claim the class win. But a 24-second penalty after the race for driving too slowly in the pits elevated the number 3 DH Racing team into the top spot, and also moved class pole sitters, the number 37 team BBT, into second. The number 5 car was finally classified in third to complete a Ferrari 1-2-3. Finally, Asian Le Mans Sprint Cup regulars and GT Cup entry Team NZ had a consistent race with their Porsche 911, successfully showing that they can last the time of an endurance race as well as they do sprint races. With the titles still up for grabs in each of the 5 categories heading into the season finale, all eyes will be on the racing in Sepang, with consistent performances throughout the practice sessions and qualifying more important than ever. Let's take a look at what to expect from the finale here in Malaysia. A fascinating country with a mix of modern skylines and old-style settings, and known for its warm hospitality both by day and at night. Situated 85 kilometres from downtown Kuala Lumpur, Sepang International Circuit is comfortably the longest track of the season. 15 turns and more than 5.5 kilometres in length, with 2 long straights at the end of each lap. With speeds of over 300 kilometres an hour and plenty of overtaking opportunities, it always ensures a race full of drama and action. Let's take a closer look at the circuit now through the eyes of Hong Kong driver Ma Chi Lee, who's raced in Sepang many times. He's teamed up with Korea's Ko Yu and Malaysian Alex Yung to represent Team Audi Korea in the Asian Le Mans Series.
Hi, my name is Mark Chile. I'm racing in Asian Le Mans this weekend with Audi Korea. And in the fantastic Sepang circuit, take a hot lap with me. So we arrive in the Sepang circuit. I'm approaching the first corner. Normally we arrive here around 230 to 40, but we can brake quite late. We're braking around 90 meters, and then we have to downshift really quick to first gear to reach the first corner. And you can see first corner is very deep, complex with the second one. Second one's also first gear corner, but it's very important that you put your throttle down. And then corner 3 is a high speed one. You can get very tricky in the rain condition. Okay, now we arrive in turn 4. We brake as late as 70. This is the second gear corner. So this corner we can use a bit of curb to exit the corner to try to maximize the track limit. And then here is the 5 and 6 is complex of the fast corner. Normally in the Audi we approach here in 4th gear. So it's quite high speed corner that you have to attack because you can find a lot of time doing these 2 corners. And then 7 and 8 is a tricky corner. We downshift the 3rd. It's a double corner, so we treat it like 1 corner only. So this is turn 9. It's a very slow corner. We downshift the 1st for the pickup, and then second 10 is just a very normal corner, and then 11. 11 is a bright corner, so you can't see very much in the race car. So next one is 12. 12 corner is a very quick one. It's 4th gear corner, no brake. So you have to carry momentum. You cannot go too wide because we have approaching the corner 13, which is bright corner as well. And then here you reach around 230 again. You brake in 80, you downshift to 2nd. Approach to the last corner is also important because it's off camber. So here is quite tricky. The car has been a bit nervous. So this is a lap in Sepang.
Some incredibly close racing across all 4 categories in hot and humid weather in Sepang set the stage perfectly for a dramatic season finale. Andrea Pizzatola in the number 25 Algarve Pro Racing Ligier claimed his 3rd pole of the season with a best time of 1 minute 55.279, just 8 1/1000ths of a second ahead of Ho Pin Tung in the number 35 Jackie Chan DC Racing Orica. Struan Moore in the number 8 Race Performance Orica 03R Judd set the 3rd fastest time, less than 3/10ths of a second further back. While Michael Muniman put the number 24 Algarve Pro Racing Ligier alongside on the 2nd row of the grid. After being quickest in both practice sessions, Nigel Moore in the number 26 Top with Motorsports Ligier posted the best time in the LMP3 class in his final lap of the session, though the top 7 cars in the category were all within a second of his time. Scott Andrews put the number 99 Win Eurasia team 2nd in class, while James Winslow had the number 1 Jackie Chan DC racing car in 3rd. The earlier GT session was even more nail-biting, with the top 9 cars in the class all within a second of each other. Alex Riberas claimed the first pole of the season for the number 3 DH racing team, qualifying his Ferrari 488 GT3 just 4 1/1000ths of a second ahead of the number 37 team BBT, thereby preventing Alessandro Pierguidi from claiming his 3rd class pole of the season. 3rd quickest in the GT class was the number 31 team Audi Korea Audi R8 LMS GT3, with Malaysian Alex Yoong strong on his home track, just 200ths of a second ahead of the number 38 Spirit of Race. Meanwhile, the GT Cup class pole went to Shinyo Sano in the number 96 TKS Porsche 911, with the Japanese driver 2/10ths of a second ahead of Team NZ's Will Bamba, who had earlier recovered from a red flag caused by getting stuck in the gravel at turn 1. With all the driver and team titles still up for grabs, including the all-important invitations to the 24 Hours of Le Mans race, the 4 Hours of Sepang is shaping up to be the race of the season.
The Sepang International Circuit plays host to the 4th and final round of the Asian Le Mans Series 2016-2017 season. After months of intense racing, there's an end-of-term feel on the grid. But behind the selfie smiles, all the drivers and teams have their minds on the race ahead, fully aware that the 4 hours of Sepang will determine this season's champions. Here's how the cars line up on the grid for the 4 hours of Sepang. LMP2 car number 25 Algarve Pro Racing start from pole for the 3rd time and will be in the hunt for their first win. Championship leaders number 35 Jackie Chan DC Racing starts next to them. The LMP3 class pole was claimed once again by number 26 Topwit Motorsports, who starts 5th. PRT Racing car number 67 starts 9th. LMP3 championship leader ARC Bratislava car number 4 starts 11th. The GT class pole position goes to car number 3 DH Racing, who starts 13th, and have team Audi Korea, who feature home hero Alex Young in their lineup, in 15th place. Car number 91 starts 17th, with the GT class championship leader car number 5 DH Racing starting 20th. Car number 96 TKS claims the GT Cup pole position, and they'll be starting 24th, ahead of car number 77 Team NZ that make up the 25 cars on the grid. Endurance races are more like a marathon than a sprint, but that's not to say the start isn't critical. In the opening moments in Sepang were as dramatic as ever. Pole sitter Andrea Roda in the number 25 car was overtaken by both the next 2 cars, who then immediately came together as Giorgio Maggi in the number 8 race performance car hit the right-hand side of car number 35 Jackie Chan DC Racing, spinning Ho Ping Tung around, while Roda had to take evasive action and was left well down the field. In fact, the Italian was down in 18th position by the end of the first lap. Alex Young in the number 31 Audi would soon come in just after 1 lap, handing over to teammate KOU, who rejoined well down the field. Stéphane Lemeray in the number 5 car also had a tough beginning, falling back towards the rear of the grid. That early incident brought out the safety car for a 12-minute spell, with the number 35 car still out on track, but limping around at very slow speed. Meanwhile, at the front, the drivers doing their best to keep their tyre temperatures up as they prepare for the green flag that could come out anytime soon. The top 3 at the restart were the LMP3 cars of Topwick Motorsports, Algarve Pro Racing's number 24 entry, and G-Print by 111 Racing, another LMP3 contender. Lemeray began his climb back up the field after that poor start, with the Belgian keen to protect his team's lead at the top of the GT standings, at one point making up 8 places in a 3-lap spell. Clearwater Racing came into Sepang knowing that nothing less than a win would give them a chance at the GT title, and Keita Sawa was having a roller coaster ride at the start here. From 18th on the grid, he was up to 11th at the end of lap 1, then down to 22 2 laps later, but back in 12th at the end of lap 9, running 4th in class. And you can see that the GT class are really jostling hard for position, sometimes even exchanging paint as they come up into turn 12. And it's the car number 5, DH Racing, who manages to get his Ferrari right in front as they go into turn 13 down the back of the Sepang International Circuit. DTM driver Tom Blomqvist drove the opening lap for the number 90 FIST Team AAI car, but then took advantage of the early safety car to pit, handing over to teammate Lam Yu, who quickly made up 9 places. Rino Mastronardi had the number 3 DH Racing Ferrari well placed in midfield. But things were going from bad to worse for number 35 Jackie Chan DC Racing LMP2 entry, with the right rear wheel destroyed following that collision with race performance on the very first lap.
Apparently going into turn 1, the number 8 car came up the inside, ran into Ho Ping, did quite a bit of damage to the right-hand side of the car. Ho Ping managed to get it back. The tire exploded not long after the incident. Did a lot of damage to the bodywork and one or 2 other bits and pieces, but the guy's done a tremendous job to get the car out again. I mean, basically, to win the championship, we have to finish, so not the best chance, but all is not lost yet. But we're just worried about the engine now. Everything has gone off the clock with temperatures and pressures, so we're just going to cross fingers now and hope for the best.
While the number 35 car headed back, desperate for a finish, the team's number 1 entry was just 7 points shy of the LMP3 category lead, and team boss David Cheng, behind the wheel for the first stint, was recovering well after a somewhat shaky start to this race. We have a look now at the G Print by 111 racing on track, making good progress in this race. Riding on board now with number 1. Ahead of him, car number 38, Spirit of Race, attempting to overtake, and that's gone wrong as there was a bit of contact. And you can see car 37, BBT Racing, having to take avoiding action. Luckily, the engine's back running, and he can continue racing the 4 hours of Sepang. Car number 25, Algarve Pro Racing, enjoying some clean track ahead of them. Check out Nigel Moore here, approaching the TKS Porsche 911 before powering past. Spirit of Race and ARC Bratislava were another pair with a strong fight on track early on. Team Audi Korea was sitting nicely in the overall top 10, leading the GT category for a while. And while Tokwick Motorsports had surrendered the overall lead, they were still topping the LMP3 class. Here, overtaking LMP2 rival, the number 35 car, which was slower, but crucially still out on track. The yellow ARC Bratislava cars were lapping consistently here. But arguably, the performance of the afternoon so far was coming from Korean KOU, who had Team Audi Korea in podium contention after 6th and 9th place finishes in the previous 2 races. Here chasing the number 7 and 67 cars, the latter of which had spun twice in a frenetic opening spell. And you can see the 2 LMP3 cars battling really close as they try and make position on track here at the Sepang International Circuit. This was to be one of the last moments that the number 35 Jackie Chan DC Racing car would see on track, with the damage done to the side, wheel and engine ultimately proving too costly, much to the dismay of lead man Ho Ping Tung.
Well, very clean start, good run onto the first corner, and I think the guy who was driving the race performance car hasn't really understood the concept of an endurance race. Tried to win the entire race in the first corner and just hit me square from the back.
There was a brief moment when it looked like the car might be able to continue, but moments later, the team's race was definitely over, throwing the championship race wide open. Rui Aguas in the number 38 car was leading the GT category, but he was about to be flagged for abuse of track limits at both turns 4 and 8, which would see Spirit of Race receive a drive-through penalty. With nearly an hour gone, Rhoda brought the number 25 cars into the pits. Let's hear from the team boss.
If car 35's out and we can win the race, we can get 25 points, we can win the championship. So we still have 3 hours to go, but hopefully we can get there first at the end.
Devon Model had the number 99 Win Eurasia car in 6th place overall, here passing the number 91 BMW. The leading number 24 car then passed the number 1 and 77 cars, both of whom had spun on track during the opening hour of the race. Rhoda was continuing in the number 25 car, with the team not opting for a driver switch during their recent pit stop. The number 91 and 96 cars had a little bit of a drag race here, with the Team AI car coming out on top. Meanwhile, the race performance team had moved up to 3rd overall after falling back to 9th after the opening lap incident. And David Cheng in the number 1 car was doing his best to uphold team pride after number 35's retirement.
After the first 60 minutes of racing, the number 24 Algarve Pro Racing car was out in front after a solid first stint by Mark Patterson. Giorgio Maggi had the number 8 race performance car second in the LMP2 category, with Andre Rhoda running 3rd in the number 25 Algarve sister entry. While the number 35 Jackie Chan DC Racing team had seen its title hopes dashed after that early contact. Nigel Moore had the number 26 Tockwith Motorsports car leading the LMP3 category and running 2nd overall, with Sean Tong in the number 85 G Print by 111 racing car and Devon Modal in the number 99 Win Eurasia entry 2nd and 3rd in class, positioned 4th and 6th overall respectively. The number 38 Spirit of Race car was top of the GT category and 7th overall, thanks to an opening stint by Rui Argus, who was just 5 seconds ahead of Ko Yu in the number 31 Team Audi Korea car. Team BBT's Anthony Liu was another 4 seconds further back in third. Meanwhile, the two GT Cup entries were both running well, positioned in 21st and 22nd overall, with Takuma Aoki of the TKS team currently holding an advantage over Team NZ's John Curran. One of the most recognisable brands the world over, not just in motorsport, Total has been the official fuel supplier for the Asian Le Mans Series since its inception. Fuel for the Asian Le Mans Series is transported in special drums holding 50 litres, and all fuel is transported by sea freight from France to each round. On average, each team uses 800 litres of fuel per race. But this isn't regular fuel. It's a high-performance blend specially created to allow the teams, cars and drivers to excel.
Fuel load makes a big difference to the car. It's particularly, one of our main things in free practice to test is a car on light fuel and a car on high fuel, because it makes such a big difference to the balance of the car, particularly the slow corners where we notice the biggest difference.
It differs from fuel found in ordinary road cars due to a higher octane rating. It's a 102 RON fuel, especially developed by Total, and is refined through a complex process in the laboratory. Not surprisingly, this premium product doesn't come cheap, costing roughly 3 times the price of regular fuel. Teams in the Asian Le Mans Series all have either 2 or 3 drivers in their lineup, with a minimum number of pit stops required to ensure a level playing field. But determining how much fuel to put in a car and how often is a crucial part of the team's strategy.
For this event in Sepang, we'll use 360 litres in the race. The car runs approximately 50 minutes on a full tank of fuel. A full tank of fuel is 75 litres, and we'll do 5 stints.
Once all these factors are taken into account, each team comes up with a fuel strategy that they hope can lead them to victory. But all of them know that with Total in their tanks, they can have total confidence in the fuel's performance. Refueling during a pit stop couldn't be more different than your average stop at the gas station. First, it's crucial that everything is in place. An intricate fuel rig is set up in front of each team's garage, with the tank up high, containing up to 175 litres of fuel. Each category has different restrictions on the maximum fuel tank size allowed. Next, the team has to be alert and ready for the car to come in. Due to the dangers involved, the refueler, vent and cut-off valve attendant must wear fireproof overalls, gloves, balaclavas, long underwear, shoes and helmets with closed visors. Additionally, an assistant with an extinguisher must be beside the car at all times. The car must also stay grounded electrically before the connection of the filling and venting couplings. When everything is ready, the refueling can begin at lightning speed. The fuel nozzle is capable of transmitting at a rate of 2.5 litres per second. That's just over 10 times faster than your average fuel pump. Filling the tank can take between 20 and 30 seconds depending on how much fuel goes in. Then the nozzle is removed and the team members rush to clear the area. One thing is for certain, fuel stops are fast, furious and definitely best left to the professionals.
Welcome back. DH Racing's number 5 needed to finish 4th to win the GT title, but Stéphane Lemeray was only 6th in class. Meanwhile, at the front, the LMP2 car of Algarve Pro Racing is lining up the LMP3 car ahead of it, Tokwick Motorsports, as they go round turn 7 at the Sepang International Track into the hard braking zone, and the LMP2 car has more ability to take the corner ahead of the number 26 LMP3 machine. Team BBT and Clearwater Racing were both running well in the GT division. Also doing well at this stage of the race is the PRT Racing car number 67, who have ARC Bratislava's number 4 breathing down their neck. But Tokwick's performance was all the more impressive given that the LMP3 entry was more than holding its own against the more powerful LMP2 cars. Let's hear from driver Nigel Moore.
The problems we had in the last race we've managed to solve. A little electrical gremlin, unfortunately, definitely cost us the race anyway. But, you know, we showed our pace and we're back here for the final round to fight and show them that we're here to win.
Moore handed over to Phil Hansen, and the Yorkshire-based team was back out on track after the mechanics do a fantastic job getting fresh rubber on the car. The view from the back of the TKS car shows Marchi Lee fast approaching, then moving Team Audi Korea in front. While Clearwater's Kitasawa continues to pursue Team BBT's Davide Rizzo, Team Audi Korea's number 31 car here passed by a couple of the prototype entries. But KOU continued his dominance in the GT category, bringing his Audi back in, having climbed to a stunning 5th overall in front of every single LMP3 entry.
No problem, because it's team driver, it's good driver, it's Alex Young, it's Marchi Lee, really hard, really good driver, because no problem.
Hong Kong's Marchi Lee was now in the car and away he went. Team BBT's Davide Rizzo was moving through traffic, though he would shortly be penalised an additional 5 seconds for a pit stop infringement when he took over from Anthony Liu. Hiroki Yoshida was now behind the wheel of the number 1 Jackie Chan DC racing car, and he brought his team up from 14th position after the pit stop to 6th overall just 10 laps later. Nicely placed for an LMP3 podium spot. The red number 8 race performance car was currently running in 3rd position behind the 2 Algarve Pro Racing entries, with Giorgio Maggi coming to the end of a 49-lap stint. Matthew Vaxivière had taken over from Stéphane Lemeray in the number 5 DH Racing Ferrari and was charging hard, seen here passing by the back of Takuya Shirasaka's Porsche. Andrea Roda in the number 25 Algarve car was back at the front, here sweeping past the number 77 Team NZ car. Marchi Lee in the Team Audi Korea number 31 car was giving Tokwick Motorsports' Phil Hansen a run for his money here, but Hansen held firm as he climbed back up the field following his team's first stop. The number 1 Jackie Chan DC racing car was just 7 points off the lead in the LMP3 standings, with Hiroki Yoshida and his teammates knowing that a win in Sepang would guarantee them the title. The number 99 Win Eurasia car also in the mix, having started 2nd in class, with Devon Modell climbing to 3rd overall before he handed over to William Locke. The Team NZ number 77 was the recipient of a double move here, as Clearwater Racing boss Mok Weng Sun and DH Racing's Alex Riberas both went past. Hans Lin was now in control of the number 85 G-Print car, running 5th overall after Sean Tong had ended his first stint in 3rd. And 3rd was where Giorgio Maggi was placed when he came in and reflected on that opening lap collision.
It was quite difficult. Start was quite bad. I was on the inside, but I locked the brakes a little bit, and I think Hoppington didn't see me, and I hit him. I'm sorry about the race accident. I guess the front air was a little bit damaged because it was some high-speed understeer, and also we were fighting a lot with the engine temperature. Water temperature was way too high, and I had to lift 20 meters earlier, and short shift and everything is quite bad.
Next in the car was Fabian Schiller as the number 8 heads back out on track. Yoshida in the number 1 car and Schiller then both went past the number 38 Spirit of Race entry, who had Nazrat Muzayin behind the wheel. Aidan Reid had taken the number 25 car back into the lead as the second hour came to a close, moving above the number 24 Algarve sister car. If things remain the same all the way to the checkered flag, the number 25 entry is poised to win the LMP2 category. Phil Hansen had the number 26 Tokwick car in 4th overall, but was leading the LMP3 category and pushing the number 91 hard here, though the BMW was a couple of laps down. The number 96 TKS car then saw a succession of cars go past. At first, the Team AI entry moved ahead, followed by Hans Lin in the G-Print by 111 Racing number 85 car, and then Machi Lee in the Team Audi Korea number 31 car. And the GT Championship leader, number 5 DH Racing, was still on course to claim the title, with Mathieu Vaxivière running 5th in the class.
At the halfway point of the race, it was looking very good indeed for Algarve Pro Racing, with the number 25 car leading and the number 24 sister entry in second place, 22 seconds apart. Third in the LMP2 category was the number 8 race performance car. The number 26 Tockwith Motorsports car was still leading the LMP3 category, lying in 4th position overall, 11 seconds ahead of the number 85 G-Print by 111 Racing entry, with the number 1 Jackie Chan DC Racing car a further minute adrift. In the GT category, the number 31 Team Audi Korea car had risen to the top of the standings, with the Ferraris of Team BBT and the number 3 DH Racing team in 2nd and 3rd, but still well in touch with the leader. And in the GT Cup category, TKS and Team NZ had risen to 19th and 20 in the field respectively. The Asian Le Mans Series is but one part of the ACO's endurance racing pyramid. The dream, of course, is to get to the top of the pyramid, the Le Mans 24 Hours race, and ultimately to win it. After qualifying for last year's Le Mans 24 Hours race by virtue of their impressive season in the Asian Le Mans Series, Eurasia stunned the motorsport world by finishing 9th overall and 5th in the LMP2 class. Meanwhile, Singapore's Clearwater Racing outfit finished 4th in the GT-EAM class, showing that teams from the region can compete at the very top level.
Le Mans is something, in my experience, so unique that it's not strictly quantifiable. It's just to do with the history, the context, the magic, of Le Mans.
2 prototype and 1 GT team will again be invited to take part in the famed 24 Hours race in France next year. But the battle for places is more intense than ever.
Of course, the entry for the 24 Hours of Le Mans is the golden carrot at the end of the stick, I think, for everyone. It's a very big race, as we all know. Having taken part in the 24 Hours a few years, this is the way to do it.
Le Mans absolutely is the highlight of the year. It's a fantastic event, very special. Every race driver, I think, would like to race there, and hopefully we'll be able to do so, and it will be my 5th time I'll be there. So.
Well, fingers crossed, obviously, if we win the championship, and I certainly hope that we do. If we do, we fully intend to go to the 24 Hours of Le Mans. That is the prize. Let's see how it goes, and we certainly hope to be there.
With Asian teams already showing they can hold their own in France, it's clear that this year's invitees from the Asian Le Mans Series won't be going simply to take part, they want to win.
Le Mans is one of the 3 most famous races in the world, with the Monaco F1 Grand Prix and Indianapolis. So it's for the people here. Going to Le Mans is really reaching the top of the hill, of motorsports.
And if you ever win the invite, my advice to you is take it up. Don't say no, just do it. It's something I think when you look back, you'll never ever regret having done, and certainly I won't.
Welcome back to the 4 Hours of Sepang, and let's ride on board with Hiroki Ryoshida in the number 1 Jackie Chan DC Racing car, chasing down the number 4 ARC Bratislava and the number 5 DH Racing. Yoshida was just coming to the end of his stint and keen to pick up a few more places before handing over to James Winslow, here passing Konstantin Kalko in the number 4 car. Korean driver Tak-Sun Kim had taken over from Michael Moonman in the number 24 Algarve Pro Racing car and was buzzing along nicely in 3rd position. Having earlier gone past Konstantin Kalko, Yoshida then set about passing Mathieu Vaxivière in the number 5 car, battling alongside with the Frenchman for a while, but not quite able to take the position away. Vaxivière doing well to defend going into turns 1 and 2 at the Sepang International Circuit and staying ahead. Vaxivière doing well to keep the LMP3 car number 1 behind him on track. Next to pit was Ollie Milroy, who had the number 91 car in 16th position overall.
We struggle a bit here with tyre temperature and tyre pressure, so it was good. The car was really good to start with. To be honest, it's difficult to say because I don't know what times everyone else is doing and the pace of the other cars. So I've got live tyre pressures in the car on my dash. So I was feeding that information back to the pits, and they can obviously now adjust that accordingly for Philip's stint. So hopefully, we would have made a few changes in the stop, another set of tyres, slightly lower pressures, and hopefully that will take Philip further into the stint.
Philip Eng was the next man in the car as they head back out on track. A big moment on lap 59 as Fabian Schiller in the race performance number 8 car moved past Tak-Sung Kim to go into second place. The two ARC Bratislava cars were always well matched, with number 4 edging past the sister number 7 here after a mistake. On board now with Mathieu Vaxivière, who was coming to the end of his 40-lap stint, passing Team NZ car and then attacking Mok Weng Sun in the number 61 Clearwater Racing car. The number 69 Elezo Ecotint Racing car was making progress, up to 12th place overall. The number 24 car then went past the KCMG car, which later stopped on track at turn 15 before continuing. The number 5 car was now running 4th in class, just enough to ensure DH Racing would clinch the GT title as things stood. James Winslow proved himself the quickest of the 3 drivers in the number 1 car, here going past the number 77 as Mike Simpson in the yellow number 7 car just ahead also went through. More change on lap 66 as the battle for second continued, with the number 24 car taking back the position from the number 8 once again. Number 38 Spirit of Race was going well, but later took a spin at turn 13 before continuing. One car that was storming its way round this track was team number 31 Audi Korea, where Machi Lee had handed over to local favourite Alex Young, who was looking for yet another win around his home circuit. Looking out the back of the number 96 TKS car here, and Alex Riberas in the number 3 DH Racing car goes past first, closely followed by Viren Tan in the number 69 Elezo Ecotint Racing car. Next to challenge the Porsche GT Cup entry was Darren Burke in the number 4 ARC Bratislava, with Davide Rizzo in the brightly coloured Team BBT car poised to make the same move next. But it just isn't quite close enough going into the sequence of turns 2 and 3, and he won't make the move stick as cars are using all bits of this Sepang track to get past. Meanwhile, car number 31, Team Audi Korea, are making progress as they move their way through the pack, as Tokwick Motorsports leads the LMP3 category at this stage of the race. But right now, it was Alex Riberas in the number 3 DH Racing car that was leading the GT category and running 6th overall. More change at the top, with race performance again up into 2nd, splitting the 2 Algarve Pro Racing cars. Check out this piece of action now, on board with the number 5 DH Racing car, and Mathieu Vaxivière just overcooks it here at turn 15, spinning the car and coming to a stop at the edge of the pit lane entry. Luckily for the young driver, he was able to get the car going again and wisely decided to bring the car into the pit lane so the team could check over the car before they continue racing. Jamie Winslow was making more solid progress in the number 1 car, taking over in 11th position and slowly climbing up to 6th. A couple of places further ahead was the number 85 G-Print by 111 Racing car, and the two would have a back and forth battle that went into the final hour. Meanwhile, car number 8 Race Performance was running 2nd overall.
With 1 hour remaining, the number 25 Algarve Pro Racing car was still leading and closing in on the title. But the number 8 Race Performance team was up to 2nd place, pushing the number 24 Algarve entry down to 3rd. Things were heating up in the LMP3 category. with the number 85 G-Print by 111 Racing Car now in the lead, having overhauled Tockwith Motorsports on lap 65. The Jackie Chan DC Racing number 1 car was third in class, one place ahead of Win Eurasia. In the GT category, Team Audi Korea was still in front, but less than a second ahead of DH Racing's number 3 car, with Team BBT in third, just 5 seconds further back. DH Racing's sister entry, the number 5 car, was positioned 5th in class, 13th overall, but needed to move up at least one position to guarantee the title. Meanwhile, in the GT Cup category, a big turnaround had seen Team NZ leapfrog its rival TKS, moving into 19th overall. But the Kiwi outfit had completed one less pit stop, and there was still everything to play for, with both teams knowing that a win in Sepang would give them the GT Cup Championship.
Here we are in the Sepang International Circuit. This is a level 1, grade 1 circuit. It's a very, very demanding circuit and it's the final of the Asian Le Mans series. We are arriving at the spot where you can see in front right here, where everybody wants to start the race because this is the pole position. As you're coming down here, all you can see is the mirrors, where who's on your left, who's on your right, thinking about how to pass people if you're not on the pole, if you're on pole, how to defend the position. As the team is communicating with you on the radio and your eyes is only looking at the 5 red lights that's gonna shut off. When it shuts off, it's racing. As the race starts, we're going down full throttle all the way to the end of the straight, 500 meters down there, going down a very, very tight hairpin. And it's a huge, huge speed trap, and it's a connecting hairpin where you need to find yourself in the correct racing line. But everybody wants to be on that line, and you can't just go there because the second corner is also a hairpin, and the connecting hairpin is actually on the outside. It's a huge tactic you got to think way before you start. With the intensity of the championship, the Drivers' Championship, and the Sport for Le Mans 24, it all comes down to this race, and nothing can be decided until the checker flag comes. Let's see what happens on race day.
First of all, I got into the racing is because of Jin Sung Chen, the captain of AI. I like to use this opportunity to introduce the racing itself, especially in Taiwan, where we have a lot of tech companies which supplies most of the electronic vehicles. Basically, from racing, I have relearned the meaning of life. Anything happen in the nick of time. You fall, you keep fighting, you stand up and go again. I like to drive as fast as those pros, even though I'm an amateur. You're watching the Asian Le Mans series. I'll see you in the race.
Welcome back to the final hour as we rejoin the number 85 G-Print car as they hold on to the LMP3 category lead until lap 88, with young Hong Kong driver Sean Tong running 4th overall when he came into the pits to complete his second stint and hand over to teammate Hans Lin, with the pair one of the few duos on the grid as opposed to a 3-driver lineup.
Yeah, the race has been really positive to us. So we found the right setup from qualify yesterday, and our goal for the race is basically just to maintain a good average pace, which we are doing quite well now. So it's the last hour, and I hope we maintain the position, and I really want to win.
Meanwhile, the number 26 car of Tockwith Motorsports was third in the category and running well. The number 25 was still in the overall lead, a position it had assumed on lap 78, with Andrea Pizzitola now behind the wheel and looking to bring home the win. By lap 93, Mark Patterson had put the number 24 car in second place, setting up what could be a dream 1-2 finish and the championship. Remarkable, seeing that the team had yet to win so far this season. The number 96 car was having its own battle at the other end of the field and was crucially one place ahead of its GT Cup rival number 77, with each team knowing that a win here would clinch the title. But as the places were beginning to be settled, there was still no let-up from the drivers, with all of them pushing hard to the end. The battle was most intense in the LMP3 category, with just a few seconds separating Nigel Moore in the number 26 car from his number 1 and number 85 rivals. Both the number 26 and number 1 lapped Team NZ77 car, with Alessandro Pierguidi in the number 37 Team BBT car right behind him and sitting third in the GT category. Team BBT are also currently poised to finish third in the championship if they can hold on to their track position till the end of the race. The number 1 car held off number 26 for several laps, but Chockwit would go ahead on lap 100. The number 25 Algarve car had a comfortable lead and was almost a full lap ahead of third place race performance entry. Hiroki Yoshida was back in the number 1 car for the final stint, here easing past Shinyo Sano in the number 96 TKS Porsche. Just fractions of a second separated the number 1 and 26 cars, with Tokwick's Nigel Moore challenging DC's Hiroki Yoshida, with the pair now lying second and third respectively in the LMP3 category. As things stood, Tokwick was on course to claim the title by a single point, courtesy of a pole position earlier in the weekend. But Yoshida knew that if he could get past Hans Lin a little further ahead up the road, the championship would be his. For now though, he had his hands full defending the hard-charging Moore. Tokwick Motorsports trying down the start-finish line to find a way past, going round the outside into turn 1. But DC Racing able to hold on to the inside racing line and is in front as they go into turn 2. Alex Young was one of 5 drivers in the field with Formula 1 experience and had moved Team Audi Korea to the top of the GT category and was honing in on his first win of the season. Andrea Pizzitola was on course to bring home the 25 for its maiden victory. He later described it as a long, hard race, but he wasn't showing it with a dominant drive. Unfortunately for car number 1, Yoshida had just ceded ground to Tokwick Motorsports number 26. Number 67 PRT Racing Ginetta had recovered well and was in 12th position overall, with Charlie Robertson having taken over from At De Jong. Have a look at the top of the screen after car number 99 had spun. You can see it parked on the right here via the Team Audi Korea's onboard camera. The red number 8 race performance car was the next to pass the Porsche, with the car lying in third overall. Team NZ was only 1 place behind TKS in the GT Cup battle, but was more than half a minute behind. It was a nervy moment for Struan Moore as he locks up the tyres, but kept it together and didn't lose any places. The DH Racing number 3 car was lying second in the GT category, but it looked like it would be the sister entry number 5 who would claim the title. The TKS car received a 1-second stop-and-go penalty for a pit stop time infringement, but it wasn't enough to deny them and the team the class victory. This was a moment on lap 106 when Nigel Moore passed Hans Lin, taking Tokwick Motorsports into the LMP3 category lead. Meanwhile, Pizzitola knew he just needed to avoid mistakes to claim the LMP2 title, dramatically overhauling the unlucky number 35 Jackie Chan DC Racing car. Moments from the finish and disaster for number 67.
I got in for the last hour of the race. We were P6, looking for a podium really. We had good pace, fastest on track at the time, and I was hoping that we would finally get a podium, but then into turn 5, my wheel fell off. So basically I just went straight on. Haven't had much luck this season, but the car's always been fast, and Ginetta have built a great LMP3 car, so the pace is testament to that. Just unfortunate we couldn't deliver a result today.
With 4 laps to go, Struan Moore passes Mark Patterson to take race performance into second place. Although the gap to the leader was too much to make up, as Hiroki Yoshida watched them battle over the final laps. Number 1 DC Racing is third in the LMP3 class, But it was Andrea Pizzitola who took the overall victory and with it the championship for number 25 Algarve Pro Racing. Here's confirmation of the final results. LMP2 car number 25 Algarve Pro Racing finally convert their pole position to claim their maiden win of the season, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Tokwick Motorsports also takes an all-important victory in the LMP3 category, while it's another first win in the GT category, with Team Audi Korea taking top honours. Team BBT finished 9th, DH Racing car number 5 crosses the line 11th, while LMP3 entry car number 69 is classified 14th, ahead of number 38 Spirit of Race in 15th. Number 99 Win Eurasia are 16th. Victory in the GT Cup class goes to number 96 TKS, who finished 18th. ARC Bratislava's LMP3 cars number 4 and 7 finished 20th and 21st respectively. 3 cars did not manage to get to the checkered flag, including a championship-ending retirement for LMP2 car number 35, Jackie Chan DC Racing. The win for Algarve Pro Racing's number 25 sees them claim the LMP2 championship by only 7 points. Similarly, Tokwick Motorsports' victory in the LMP3 class sees them crowned champions in their category, eventually finishing 14 points clear of ARC Bratislava's car number 4. It was just as close in the GT class, and DH Racing's car number 5 did enough to hang on and win the championship, finishing 8 points clear of sister car number 3. Team Audi Korea's win sees them finish the season 5th. Team AI number 91 finished 7th, KCMG end their season with 13 points, and OD Racing Best Leader team are 14th in the class. The GT Cup Championship goes to car number 96 TKS with 52 points.
I'm really happy for the team, for the guys. No DNF in all the championship. The car is just fantastic.
I'm really happy and don't expect that I am the champion of the Asian Le Mans series. So I'm really happy about that.
Congratulations to the team, Algarve Pro, for the championship. I'm glad to have contributed there, and yeah, congratulations to all the teams for a great season.
After 3 podiums in the opening rounds, number 25's win in the final race of the season clinches them the championship. 2 wins and a second place take Tokwick Motorsports to the top of the LMP3 classifications in the very final round. Team Audi Korea make their podium debut with a victory here at Sepang. And honours in the GT Cup go to Team TKS. But the day and the season belong to number 25 Algarve Pro Racing, who clinch the Asia Le Mans Series trophy at the Gala Awards night that followed. What a fantastic season of Asian endurance racing, and we look forward to seeing you again at the next season of the Asian Le Mans Series.